Okay, YouTube, so let's get to the question and answers for all you guys out there that are trying to seal your wefts. Alright, so we're going to start out. I wrote some of the questions down, and I just wanted to come to you all, and hopefully this will help you and minimize your questions. I don't mind you asking questions. Ask me and I'll answer, but hopefully this will take away from your frustrations of when you're trying to seal your wefts and you're having problems because you have a question that you need answered and I'm asleep and nobody else can answer them for you, girl. So anyway, we're going to get started. The first question, of course, is what does weft mean? For those of you all who may not know, that is the part where the hair is attached to the track. So basically where you see all the stitching at the top, going across the top, that is the weft. Okay, so basically sealing your wefts means that you want to minimize the amount of shedding you have for each install, okay? So over the years, we've come to find out that our regular hair sheds, and so does our track hair. But because we're putting so much money into the hair that we purchase, we want to make sure that it lasts us a pretty darn good amount of time. And with it shedding, it won't be able to last as long. So someone came up with the bright idea to seal your wefts, and it has picked up, and now everybody is just doing it, and you see great results when you do it. I would advise that, you know, if you have, well, okay, I'll tell you what I do for me. If I buy cheap hair, I'm just not going to seal the wefts. You can, it's up to you, I'm just not. If I buy expensive hair, close to 100 or more per bundle, I'm going to seal the wefts because I look at my hair as an investment, and so should you. If you are paying tons of money on hair, the hair that you spend an arm and a leg for, you want it to last. You did not take all your money, save up all your money, and put it on some daggone hair, and then next thing you know, next month, you left with nothing. So you got to take care of your hair, and you have to preserve the life of the hair. I mean, that's just the bottom line, or you're just gonna waste your money. So one of the ways to preserve your hair is to seal your wefts. The liquid ones normally take about 20 minutes. If you get one of the bonding agents, it will take about 5 minutes, and you should be good. Alright, so a full install, which means like you get the hair, it's fresh, you got to prepare it, all that good stuff. You need to first wash it. So when you first get your hair normally comes from a factory of some sort. Okay, when your hair comes from that factory, you need to co-wash it because you want to remove any residue that may be left behind from the factory who processed the hair. Okay, it's always best to co-wash the hair when you receive it. Alright, so that's the first step. The second step, if you plan to color the hair, you should color the hair next. So coloring is next. Do your coloring. And then if you have colored it, to make sure you preserve the life of the hair, you want to condition it. We've all seen what dry ends look like. We've all seen what hair after color, how it looks. We want to make sure we're giving the hair the proper care. So next would be your conditioning. After your conditioning, then you can go ahead and seal the wefts. And that would be the proper order. So you have wash or co-wash, color, condition, seal, install. Okay? So that's the order. So the answer is you should definitely seal your wefts before you cut them, and it is optional to seal them after you cut them. But just remember, if you do seal them after they are cut, you need to give time for drying. Sealing the wefts never should make the hair hard, because none of the sealant should go on the hair, ever. Matter of fact, if you are doing it and you actually get some on the hair, let it dry, and then you should be able to peel it off, okay? Remember how when you were little, you used to put glue on your hand and wait for it to dry and then peel it off? That's exactly how it will do with the hair. You will be, if you wait and let it dry, you'll be able to peel it off if you get a great deal of it on the hair, okay? But try your very best, take your time, make sure you're not rushing, to make sure you're doing it where you're just getting it on the weft, okay? Now also, asking, does the sealant make the hair hard or the weft hard? Something to keep in mind, you're only using a small amount. You should be able to run your solution across the track just like this, just like that. You're not, I mean, with slight squeezing. You're not trying to, you know, glue something together. You're just going to go right across it just like that. So it should not make your track hair hard. But then on top of that, I want to make sure you all know, if you are sewing in the hair, you should not be going through the track. You will damage the track like that, and that will increase your shedding. But on top of it, you will not be able to use your track. You want to go around the track, okay? Yes, you can. As long as you let it dry, you can sew, you can glue, you can stand them on your head, you can do whatever you want to do to the tracks, and they will be fine. So yes, you can glue after you seal your wefts. Of course you can. Yes, I would suggest that prior to each install, you seal your wefts again, okay? That's always the best method, because if you think about it, with anything, it's going to fade over time. And just like when you glue your tracks, over time, through the washing and the conditioning and the curling, it will fade, and pretty soon the tracks will start to come off as well. And that's with glue. So you got to imagine that using sealant will do the same thing. Anything is going to fade over time. So just going back and prior to each install, renewing that sealant on the weft can't do anything but help the hair not to shed, okay? So that's always a good thing to do. Keep that in mind. Okay, splitting the wefts. If you have a couple of tracks that you're going to split the wefts, or if you're going to do all, I would suggest you go ahead and split the wefts prior to the sealing. That's going to give you a better outcome with your sealing the wefts, because you're splitting them, so you're going to be able to get each side of them with no problem, okay? So it doesn't make sense to do it and then split them, because if you're going to split them anyway, split them first and then you can seal both sides of them. We're going to go through the different types of track, and then we will be done. So the different types of track. You have your single or double track with overlapping, and that would be this. Let me zoom in. Okay. That would be this one. See how you see one right here, and then you see another one starting right here? You see like two tracks? That would be overlapping, okay? And then you have this one. There is no overlapping. As you see, you just see one track on this side and one track on this side. But if you look at the tops, it's two together. All right, so the way you would seal these wefts, if you have a track that is no overlapping, we want to apply the sealant to the top of the weft, not the sides. That will ensure proper penetration. So basically, we would be doing it to the top and letting it spill down over onto each side to just ensure proper penetration. If you are using your overlap track with overlapping, then you want to start at the top of the weft. You want to start at the top, but then you want to make sure that you apply on that side, squeezing between the weft and the spread. So you want to on that side, you want to apply it on this side with the overlapping, but you want to start at the top, and you want to make sure you're squeezing between the weft and the spread, okay? All right, so you just want to make sure like you're getting down in that groove to make sure you're going to properly seal the weft. Okay, and that is how you seal both types of weft. All right, and then remember, just like with math, what you do to one side, you do to the next. So after you do this side, you would just flip it over, and you would do this side without the overlapping. Okay. If you look at this one, you can't tell. I don't know if you can, but this has already been done. Okay, on both sides. All right. So there you have it. Okay, so there you have it. That is all the questions that I received and could think of that would help you guys in your sealing of your wefts. I hope this video was helpful. I wish you all much success in your weft sealing. And if you have any questions, I am here. I will answer. I know y'all get frustrated when people call themselves doing a channel to help out their subscribers, and then when you ask a question, girl, you gotta wait a month to get an answer, or sometimes never. But shoot me any questions you have below. Leave any comments you want below. Subscribe, rate, like the video over here, subscribe up here, and it's been a pleasure. I love you guys. I will see you in the next video, and peace.